Welcome to Heart of the Home. Ooh, I smell something good already. Halibut, fresh halibut. Rounded up the chef and the Fatman. Got you back. Scottie Mayfield, you're back.
Rings are off. Make biscuits.
I'm ready to make biscuits. I took off the 6 carats of diamonds and I'm ready to go. Now, Chef, you've got a great, simple recipe that I learned about in Alaska. Tell me your version.
This is real simple. We're going to use some Mayfield sour cream, smear that over the top, and then we're going to top it with Parmesan cheese, throw it into an oven.
And the key to cooking halibut is to cook it fast, not overcook it.
Correct. You never want to overcook it. You know, everybody's always afraid, oh, it's not quite done. There's a thing called residual cooking. So when you take it out of the oven, let it sit for about 5 minutes. You're going to get another 5 to 7 degrees temperature rise, and that's going to finish cooking it.
And we have to say, he is an expert, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely.
He does a cooking school, so we have to pay attention to him. You know, y'all can pay attention to me because you know and love and trust me. And you can find this stranger here on the street, and you can listen to everything he says because he does run a cooking school. And you teach everything from the very basics from a child's birthday party to the foo-foo stuff, don't you?
We do the foo-foo stuff. We do.
I don't like that foo-foo stuff.
You know, I'm more into the let's get dirty down to basics like you're cooking. And
that's
stuff,
right.
so,
that's right.
Yeah.
And this is so simple. Now tell us again, what are you going to do?
This is the halibut you guys caught up in Alaska when you guys were up in Alaska.
Right.
We're going to sprinkle it with some Chef and the Fatman. We're going to use original love rub on this.
Okay.
Now that's looks like a lot, but it's going to be very flavorful.
Wow.
So we want to cover it all.
And you know, some people say they don't like halibut. Halibut does not have a fishy taste.
No, halibut's one of the very mild fish.
Oh man,
you know, it's
so
right
good.
up there with like grouper, you know, and snapper, not too much. We're going to take some of this.
And for $1,992 a pound, you can take your family first class to Alaska and bring back halibut. And I suggest you do fly first class because those planes, you know the commercial where you're sitting there next to the guy that's driving you crazy? Oh no, go first class to Alaska.
It was worth every penny.
Oh, honey. And for $1,998 a pound, we brought it back to you. So.
That's good.
Now, let me ask you, if you weren't going to use just halibut, there are other fish that you could use this recipe for, Chef Red.
Yeah, you know, grouper would work, snapper would work, even salmon. But even though, and I'm sure you had some of that Alaskan salmon that by no means compares to what we have
made
here.
a dip using Mayfield sour cream and the fresh salmon, and I have to tell you, probably one of my favorite, everything I've ever eaten in my life, one of my favorite. And I only like salmon patties. I didn't really like the taste of the fresh salmon until we did it with this Mayfield, and we made this wonderful dip. And it was onions, garlic. It was great. It was great.
That looks really
We've
good.
got some friends in Vancouver, British Columbia, and we were having a surprise birthday party for them, and a friend of his went out that morning, caught a 30-pound salmon.
Wow.
Fresh. That oil's pretty hot. And then we had
Oh, my goodness.
it was like having a steamed vegetable platter. It was absolutely phenomenal.
Wow. Wow. You know, did we almost catch the kitchen on fire?
No,
Not close.
we were about 10 degrees away.
Okay, all right. Well, you know, that was a little nervy, but I saw a camera crew going, oh my goodness, call 911. You know, you said this stuff was hot as firecrackers. It is, isn't it?
Hopefully 911 knows better directions getting here. So all I want to
Now, I
say.
have a question.
right.
You Southern women all think you have the answers that the Yankees don't have.
Oh, yeah, we
okay?
do.
Okay, why did you choose this particular fish?
Because it doesn't taste fishy.
No, just for the
No.
halibut.
Just for the halibut, that's right.
There
Just
we
for the
go.
halibut, there you go.
Into the oven,
Now, we're
please.
going to bake it for about 12
350
minutes.
For about 12 to 14 minutes.
Okay.
Those are some nice big thick fillets. And
Okay.
it always helps too when you get it, catch it yourself. I mean, as you're talking to your daughter, she said one of them was 48 pounds. I mean, that was a fight.
That was a fight. And she was so funny. You know, that's one of the shows we won the telly for because Angela, prim and proper little girl from Georgia, you know, goes up there fishing. She gets out on this boat with all these guys, and she reels in her own fish. And Captain Don told her, it's your job, it's your fish, it's your responsibility. And there you see the end product. We're having her struggle for lunch. So, but it'll be good, won't it?
But for $1,998 a pound,
That's right.
gosh, it better be good.
We're going to have it
First
for lunch.
class.
First class.
We're gonna have it
That's a
for
first class fish.
That's right. That's right. Now, Scottie, you went to Alaska, didn't you?
I did.
Did
We
you
had-
love it?
We really had a great time. It's,
Yeah.
We only saw just a bit of it, but really enjoyed seeing the glaciers, which is incredible.
Beautiful.
We went to
Beautiful.
Denali and saw lots of wildlife, and saw one of the dog sled, the Iditarod
Oh, the Iditarod.
places.
Wonderful.
Had a little tour.
That was last weekend, actually, in
Yes,
Alaska.
it was.
Yeah.
And so
yeah.
we really had a fun time.
Well, let me tell you about seeing Denali. I have a beautiful picture that I took in my bedroom. I actually saw this gorgeous view of Denali. The next trip, I took my friend Fran with me, and we got to the place we were staying. That was the Denali Princess. There's the view of the mountains, except when we checked in, it wasn't there. So I got in my car, and I drove Fran 240 miles looking for this mountain. We come back at midnight that night, and my kids are like, Mom, where have you been? And I said, well, I had to find Denali to show Fran. And they said, Mom, when you booked the room, it said Denali Princess Suite. There was the mountain, because sometimes it's covered by the clouds.
I was like, they just move a mountain?
200 miles.
Come back, move the mountain over again. Cool.
It's so big, it has its own weather system.
It does.
So
wow.
About a third of the people that go there never get to see it.
Never see it. But my children, let me tell you, I never heard the end of it. They were sitting in rocking chairs on our deck, rocking and looking at Denali as Fran and I get out of the car and go, oh my goodness, boy, did I feel silly. Did I feel silly. Such a beautiful view. And I tell everybody, don't plan your life, live your life, and hopefully live your life with a trip to Alaska to be included, because it is a wonderful place.
We'll have to mark that, Kevin, and make it a road
Have
trip.
to do that. We have
That's
to do
it.
that. Now, your halibut's going to cook a little bit. You're going to start frying some chicken, and Scottie's going to stay here with me. You guys go over and work on the fried chicken.
Okay.
A very simple recipe. Now, tell me what your ingredients are.
Very simple recipe. This is chicken tenderloins
Okay.
in Mayfield buttermilk for about 36 hours, nice and tender. Some Panko breadcrumbs, some Zesty Love Rub, and then we're going to start frying it. That's it. Real simple, real easy.
And I'm going to make biscuits to go with your chicken,
Yum.
because what's better than a chicken biscuit?
That's right.
Can't be any better than that. And we are going to use Mayfield buttermilk. I decided that the buttermilk. Can you make biscuits?
Well, I can try. I can tell you the amazing thing to me of watching you make these biscuits is how you just put all this flour in there.
I do.
And then you put the Crisco and the buttermilk in there, and for some reason the flour just volunteers, and whoever doesn't want to be a part of the biscuits doesn't come along.
That's right. That's
and
right.
it works.
And in Alaska, when I was teaching my host this, I said, you make a whale. And she said, you make a what? And I said, a whale. And she said, a whale? Why do you want a whale in the biscuit? I said, no, Karen, a whale. Don't you know anything about Southern cooking? She said, obviously not. Now, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to have biscuits ready to go in the oven. Now, see that? Isn't that simple? And you know the thing about making biscuits is you know when it feels right. You know when it feels just like it's supposed to. And we've got the Crisco going on. And now we've got the Mayfield going on. And you said Mayfield buttermilk is something I love to drink it by the glass. Some people like to cook with it.
I'm more of a cooker with it. My cousin loves buttermilk. He loves to drink
I love
it. And I give him credit for our buttermilk being consistent, because he's drinking it all the time. And if it gets a little bit off target, he's the first one to know
black
it.
pepper, cornbread, and buttermilk.
Yep, can't
Now
beat
y'all
it.
hang around. When we come back, we're going to have some biscuits ready to go in the oven. Chef Fred and Kevin the Fatman are going to have us some fried chicken going on. And we're going to have something simply Southern. We're going to have some cream gravy too. I think that's going to be a good meal. Hang around, guys. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now, you've got the fried chicken ready. It's in the oven.
Yes, ma'am. We're holding
The
it in the oven.
halibut's in the oven. Now, I'm going to teach y'all, because you teach.
But you know what I don't understand is, how do you keep this just in like one, I mean, how?
I don't understand. It's volunteer.
And the deal is you don't work your dough much.
No, that I know. You don't want to over-knead your dough.
You don't work your dough
biscuits
much.
are touching.
And oh yes, they have
that okay?
to. Oh,
Oh,
that's
okay.
country, honey. Welcome to Country Cooking
I'm just-
101.
Yes, ma'am.
This is Country Cooking 101. You let them touch and you let them run together. And that's called 26 biscuits every morning for 5 children and a very happy husband.
All right.
How about that?
There you go.
And this is so light. Now, I would almost let you put your hands in it. It's very light. And that's the key to these biscuits. And when they get done, you can eat 4 of them. How about that?
That works.
You can eat
For a
4 of them,
snack.
big boy. That's right. That's
For a
right.
snack.
I still can't
You
get
know-
over the volunteerism of the flour.
How it goes
Just
away.
whoever wants to be in the biscuits jumps in
That's
there, and the
right.
rest of it
That's
waits
right.
till tomorrow.
That's
That's it.
right. That's right.
You know, Scotty, we're talking about buttermilk. There is a huge difference in buttermilks that I've seen out there. A huge
yeah.
difference. And it's once again, it's the quality and the creaminess that makes the whole difference if you're going to be making biscuits.
Well, I
and
think
these are so light.
we have a lot of compliments on our buttermilk to drink it or to cook with it, and I still give my cousin Rob credit for that, because
Buttermilk
He's
guru.
a buttermilk guy. Yeah, he really is.
Now, have you ever had a buttermilk pie? I have a recipe for a buttermilk
I
pie.
have. It's very
it's
good.
a good pie.
Yeah, and it's
It's a good
sweet.
pie.
I mean,
Yeah, it is. Kind of like an egg custard almost. Okay, now, you do this, and you go down there and you put your fingers in it. Nothing says loving like something from the oven with my fingerprints on it. There you go.
Got
Top
it.
shelf in the oven. Bottom shelf since the fish is on the top. Now, you know, this is one of those things. I can teach you something simple and basic, and you intimidated me a little bit at first.
Why?
You use big words. Some of my viewers may be intimidated by it, but it all comes down to basic, simple cooking, isn't it?
It's basic ingredients, and then you know what? You just add the food and stuff.
That's
to
right.
it. But you know what? Like watching you make biscuits, it's like the simplest thing in the world.
The simplest thing in the world. And it's one of those things I can make 9, 12, 15, 20, 80, whatever I need to make. I can't make 6. And on a previous show, I tried to teach a girl who was moving to Alaska to make 6 biscuits. That was a riot. I could not do it. I've never cooked for just that few people.
now,
so,
if you make 9 biscuits, have you ever taken half of those and frozen them?
no.
Okay.
I like
nobody's
to make
ever
fresh
tried that.
biscuits.
Well, I understand that, but if you were
Oh, you
if you were a
can,
small
absolutely.
household, you
Oh,
might
yes.
try that.
Oh, you can. And when we had the restaurant, I would do a pan of 88 at a time, and we would freeze
By hand.
10 every day. We would make 88 on each pan, and they were the large commercial pans, and then we would start the morning with a frozen pan that we let sit out for about 20 minutes. We did do that then, but you know, when you're just Susie Homemaker, I just make them fresh every morning. And there's nothing, I mean, you saw how you make your well, and there is a technique to it.
And this flour that's left over, you
I'll
sift
sift it
it
and reuse
and
it.
reuse it.
Absolutely.
Just for
Nothing wrong.
biscuits.
For biscuits, yeah. And I actually now, I'm very proud of myself. I own some all-purpose flour. Never did that before.
Really?
You have really brought me out of my shell. Now,
I got you out of the country too, down to the school, which was a
Yeah,
shocker.
he got me to the Fox Theater the other day.
Yes.
And I
Wasn't that
have
fun?
to say, we met some very nice people. And you know, I did grow up in Atlanta.
Yes,
And
right,
I
United
became a
Side.
country bumpkin 39 years ago. I was Little Miss Henry Grady High School for many years, and then I left there and ran as fast as I could up here. And I'll never leave here.
I don't
love
blame
it.
you. I don't
I
blame
love
you.
it. Now, when y'all come back up here, do you hate to leave? Do you want to cry when you leave?
I do. And actually,
so
I was
beautiful.
actually I told my wife, I said, maybe we need to talk to Cherie about like one bedroom cabin up here.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
love
It's
that.
an awesome place. Yeah. It's an awesome place. And, you know, y'all are going to be here doing your radio show. You're going to be traveling to New Orleans soon?
Yes, we're going down to French Quarter Festival, and
Ooh, have fun.
we're
Send
the
me a
only-
postcard.
we're only like, I think we're the only non-New Orleanians that have been invited down to come down because they're going to put 400,000 people in the largest free jazz concert in the world.
Ooh,
So
have
it's
fun.
gonna, it's, yeah.
Bye, y'all.
I'm going to be here listening to my little inspirations singing to me.
We're gonna need the inspirations when we
Yeah,
get back.
yeah,
I'm afraid.
Yeah.
You've been to New Orleans once, right?
One time and left there as fast as I could. I am not a city, the traffic,
Crowds.
you know, going to the Fox the other day, I did not like that. So, and one of the things about going back to the city, I remember why I left. One of the reasons I loved living there was Mary Mac's Tea Room. They have pot liquor, collards, and the best cornbread. And we did have dinner there the other night, and it brought back some fond memories.
Good.
I did have some good memories there. And then I remembered how to get on 75 at 14th and get out of town.
She had to get a new set of tires when she got back up north. It was barking to get out of
I
there.
saw 575 and I was just grinning from ear to ear. Man, now Scottie, you live in the country, don't you?
I do. I live in Athens, Tennessee, and it's a town of about 15,000.
And isn't it a wonderful life?
It is. We live out on a farm, and
Go figure.
Yeah.
look out my back, and there's not many lights at night, and
Right,
it's very.
right.
As a matter of fact, sometimes when it's really, really dark and it's overcast,
Mhm.
if you don't have a light on outside, you can't get from here to there because you
Wow.
can't see.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Well,
really
we're a
big.
little bit spoiled, guys, because country living is where it's at. I have a saying at the farm that says a day in the country is worth a month in town. And I really feel that way. And I know that I'm very fortunate to live the life I live.
Yeah.
Very blessed.
My parents have a farm up in Virginia. It's the same thing. At night, yeah. I mean, population 450. Natural Bridge, Virginia.
Oh, wow.
You don't lock
yeah,
your doors.
that's
You
pretty-
drive and just wave.
Uh-huh.
And I just
It's
love
nice
it.
to see the stars and the sunrises and the
Right.
sunsets.
It makes you appreciate what we're all about.
Yeah, they're coming.
Yeah.
They're coming to town, and the last time they came, my stepdad was going to the NASA thing in Alabama for a weekend. We got him a weekend to go play an astronaut thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "You need to leave at 5 o'clock in the morning." He goes, "No," and I'm like, "If you don't leave at 5 o'clock, you may not make it there by noon."
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "It's not." I got it. I said, "Okay." I left it at that.
Traffic.
He called me at 9. And he was on 85 South.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
He'd gone in 2 hours about 6 miles.
Oh yeah.
He was
Yeah.
just
People don't understand the concept. Yeah.
He was, and I said, "What did I tell you? I don't want to hear it."
Uh-huh.
He made
It's
it with
tough.
15 minutes to
It's
spare.
tough.
He-
Yeah.
oh.
But you have never seen anything till you've seen the sunrise over the John Hancock building in
Oh, I know. It's beautiful.
Chicago.
It's beautiful. I know. I'm going to Chicago. I'm going to go back to Alpharetta and have pizza with you again.
Oh,
Now,
don't
it's
I
time-
know?
It's time for a break, and when we come back, we're going to get biscuits out of the oven.
Okay.
We're going to get the halibut out of the oven, and we're going to have the quickest, easiest recipe for cream gravy. Are you up for
Awesome.
that?
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back, guys. Hang around. All right. I have grease and sausage, guys. Now, have you ever made country-style gravy?
Oh yeah, we do it all the time.
I bet. In Kankakee, Illinois.
Yeah, well, Sycamore, Illinois, a
And
suburb of
I
Kansas.
have about 3 tablespoons of flour in there, guys. See that? And we're going to make, in your world, you would say a roux.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that a word?
Yes, ma'am.
Even I know that
R-O-U-X.
word.
Yes, ma'am.
That's right. Okay, there you go. We have a little bit of sausage and Crisco.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a cardinal sin that I hardly ever commit. I'm going to ruin some Mayfield milk by adding it to hot water.
Don't look.
I have hot water in my pitcher, and we're using Crystal because of your foo-foo. Okay.
Not me. I'm a real guy.
This is him. He's the
There
one
you
dressed
go.
up for today.
We took hot milk and added some Mayfield milk to it. You want to sit that over there out of the way? And we are browning this. Now, the hard part, I need you to black pepper that boy up.
now you took hot water
Hot water.
and put
Hot
milk
water
in
and
it.
milk, sorry. Oh, yes, I could be. Yeah, that's exactly what I did, Scotty.
Eventually,
took-
you'll tell him to stop.
I took hot water. That's good.
I'm
That's
a little
good.
bit of a refrigeration freak.
Okay. I took hot water and added Mayfield 2%. Now, we're going to make cream gravy. To this, we're going to add some heavy whipping cream.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Don't stop. Keep going.
How about that?
And we could have had whole milk.
I'm gonna bring
We
it
could
out.
have had whole milk, but I wanted the water to be, hot,
Right.
the milk to be cold,
Right.
and I want this to end up as a warm product, so it makes gravy fast.
Right. 'Cause if you
And
take
that's
cold,
the whole
it's gonna
key.
take longer to heat up.
Exactly. That's the whole key to this. When I'm trying to get a bunch of kids off to school and my husband's sitting there and the biscuits are ready, I don't want to mess around. I'm not a mess around kind of girl. I got to get her done. You ever heard the saying, get her done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, I feel better now.
Yes,
so,
ma'am.
Now, I
Okay.
have to ask you.
But I have.
I have to ask you the
What?
all-important question:
What?
sausage or no sausage in
At
the
my
gravy?
house, we grew up, not a lot of money in the budget. We didn't have sausage. Now, I have sausage. I'm successful. My goodness.
Now, when you did not have sausage, what was your source of
We
oil?
used,
Crisco?
no, we fried fatback.
Okay,
And we used the grease from the fatback,
okay.
which was a very inexpensive. You had that because of killing a hog. So, and that's kind of, my family's from Dawson County, Georgia, which is very, very country, very rural. A lot of moonshiners, a lot of folks who had nothing else to do for a living. You know, the economy was tough.
What
So,
about frying up the chicken the night before? The chicken fat you'd save.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, great,
Absolutely.
great gravy.
Absolutely. Yeah. And this is the kind of thing, a pan of biscuits, what, $1.50 to make it? And the gravy, maybe $2.
$2.
So for $3.50, you can feed a family of 9. And it's a great meal when they're farming, you know.
'Cause you can't make 6 biscuits.
I can't make 6
You
biscuits.
just can't do it.
I can't do it. And you know, we're going to brown the biscuits and then we're going to serve the biscuits with this gravy, and it's just so good. And now this is, talking about foo-foo. See this bad boy?
Mm-hmm.
If you have one of these, anybody can make gravy.
Yeah.
Anybody can.
You know, like you said, the basic is the flour and the grease, whether
Right.
it's butter,
Right.
grease, fat back, chicken fat, doesn't matter.
Right.
And then you just incorporate, if you just
And adding the hot milk made it happen faster.
makes it happen faster.
Yeah, we could have stood here for 30 minutes And there you go. And this is what made it happen faster. So
Now, what about if you just take the heavy cream, pour it into a pan on the side? So you got a separate pan of hot cream and
I don't know.
leave that with water. Okay, just curious.
You're the teacher.
No,
I'm the student.
I'm in your classroom now. This is,
Now, another thing, too, to remember, when you're making a roux, and when people think of roux from Louisiana, they think of the dark roux, the blonde roux, the darker roux. So you want to start incorporating this pretty quickly at the beginning stage. You're going to end up with brown gravy.
Now, that's another thing. Good thought, because here at Annie's restaurant, they have brown gravy and white gravy. At the Martin household, we only serve white gravy.
It's quicker. Brown
We
gravy
only
takes too
serve,
long.
well, my husband did not like the flavor of brown gravy. So
Just
we do
enough
white
to cook
gravy.
that flour taste out, and that's it.
Yeah. Now, guys, that is about as quick and good as it can get. And when we come back, we're going to bring the biscuits out of the stove. We're going to bring the halibut out. And we're going to close today's segment with Simply Southern, Simply Easy, and the Bull. So hang around, guys. We'll be right back.
Simply fat.
Welcome back. Oh, my goodness. Scottie Mayfield, Sinfully Good, biscuit and gravy, fried chicken, and a Cherie Martin biscuit. Now, halibut, a little bit of the good stuff for you. Ooh. It's broiled halibut. A little bit of the bad stuff for you. It's cream gravy with a biscuit, a Cherie Martin style biscuit, light and brown and only with Mayfield buttermilk. Now, let me tell you something in the South. The best thing sitting on the table is your syrup, and you mix it with your butter, and then you just dip your biscuit in it. Out of all the recipes we've done today, my favorite, and I'm going on record, syrup and butter and a biscuit. How much better does it get?
I don't think it gets much better.
Whoa, now look at that, Kevin. Is that good? Is that good? And this was such a simple recipe.
I don't have a speaking part.
Yeah.
Here, taste that.
All right.
There's nothing any better.
Oh my, Cherie.
Are the biscuits good? Yes.
Like air.
Yes. Halibut good?
Oh,
It's
man.
amazing. It's amazing. The North and the South came together. We haven't hurt anybody. I see no black eyes and no bruises. And we have enjoyed wonderful Mayfield products. Thank you, Scottie. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And these are great biscuits, aren't they?
Man.
I make really good biscuits, and I'm so happy to share them with y'all. Simple recipe. More syrup. Oh, let's go, big boy.
That's baby, pour it on there.
Now remember, Heart of the Home every week. We'll be here. You be here too. Stay tuned, guys. We're going to bring you some great gospel music. Can y'all say goodbye? Bye, y'all. Bye.
For making the sun to shine, putting the stars in the sky, for the flowers that bloom, the ocean so blue. Thank you, Lord, for every sparrow that sings and makes sweet melody, for the river that flows, the rain and the snow. Thank you, Lord. I just want to thank you, Lord. I just want to thank you, Lord, for everything you've done for me. Thank you, Lord. I just want to thank you, Lord. I just want to thank you, Lord, for making me whole, saving my soul. Thank you, Lord. For my whole family, for the joy that my children bring, for shoes on our feet, plenty to eat. Thank you, Lord, for the church where I worship and pray, for the freedom I have today, for your spirit I feel, God's presence so real. Thank you, Lord. I just want to thank you, Lord. I just want to thank you, Lord, for everything you've done for me. Thank you, Lord. I just want to thank you, Lord. I just want to thank you, Lord, for making me whole, saving my soul. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for being a friend so dear, giving my sad heart cheer, for holding my hand when I could not stand. Thank you, Lord, for giving your life for me. cross at Calvary for taking my place. Mercy and grace, thank you, Lord. Sing it with us. I just want to thank you, Lord. I just want to thank you, Lord, for everything you've done for me. Thank you, Lord. I just want to thank you, Lord. Just want to thank you, Lord, for making me whole, saving my soul. Thank you,